All right, my wonderful people in my collective. I am so excited to have this be our first official relaunch call of this collective. And I cannot wait to begin this new pathway and this new journey, this simplified methods, this simplified pathway with you. You guys, there is a beautiful pathway and a much easier way, easier conversations. I am just absolutely filled with vision. I see this clear pathway that has been set out before us together that we could take as a collective. And thank you for all the ideas. We don't have a name yet, but I do believe collective is going to be a part of it because collective has such a deep, rich meaning that you are your own franchise owner, you are your own independent owner, and that we are a collective. We are equals when it comes to being business owners in the canopy of life advantage and to be micro franchise owners. So we'll unpackage that as it comes, but we'll be coming up with a name, and you guys get to choose when we come up with our top three. Want you guys to choose what our collective name is going to be. That's being part of a collective. So I was sharing the story about being at the League of Leaders and having Fido X as I took it, and I'm like, wow! I mean, what it did for my brain. And at the conference, I had already tried it in the gym for CrossFit, and the result was wow, pow! What a change it made in my workout. But I wanted to try it in the classroom, and what a brain blow. It was such a clarity. It was so beautiful to have something fresh and new. It's Axio is still my favorite. I had my mug of Axio this morning, but Fido X has its own story, and you'll be learning about that. All the training is out there now. But while I was at the League of Leaders, on my table in my little group, is my second time through, and I just became the facilitator and coach of the table. This beautiful woman was at my table. And, was it the Fido X that went boom and opened my mind to the possibility of what is out there to be able to take control of my own leadership and the boldness and what it needed to take a hold of who you guys are as my people and my team, as it were, and just shift. I had a mind shift, not a mindset, a mind shift. And we're going to learn about the difference between mindset and mind shift a little later in the call. But Candy and I bonded very early, and she was able to share her story and share her heart. Candy is a very big reason of why my mind shift happened. And the easier, more simple pathway that has been around for a very long time, even before I joined the company now, walking into my 11th year. And I'm like, why aren't we all doing that? Why, what am I missing? And so she shared the vision, she shared how it's working in her team. And I got on the call with her a few days after. She goes, I've had 6 or 7 opportunity calls every day since League of Leaders. And I'm like, what are you doing? This is amazing. So she has been on this pathway that we're going to be going down. And I said, will you come and just speak to our call? Because she was such a big part, you guys, of why we are here today. And she is like the most humble, beautiful soul. And Candy has 4 children, 3 boys, all in their 20s, except one's 18, one girl, age 15. She was also blessed with a +1 with her beautiful daughter-in-law, and on her birthday was blessed with her first grandson. That's the best. She has been with her best friend and father of her children for 28 years. I believe it was your high school sweetheart, right? She was a registered nurse for 25 years and is now the CEO of her own business, micro franchise. As a professional network marketer, she is passionate about helping people heal in all aspects of their life, emotionally, physically, spiritually, hallelujah, and financially. She believes every person is a gift and is here for a reason. She partnered with LifeVantage 6.5 years ago and is an executive consultant and a diamond seller. She is so grateful to be a part of something bigger than herself. This business is her passion and aligns with her soul's purpose. And with that, I am going to invite Candy to just come and just speak to our hearts tonight and just speak from her heart. And you guys, you might want to get yourself a brand new blank journal as we head into this new pathway and journey into our lives. So you might want to, pull out a pen and take some notes. This is being recorded, so you can do it later if you want. And just if there's things that go bink, that's a mind shift that comes from Candy tonight. You might want to write it down because she's going to pour some wisdom on us. So, Candy, my new and dear, dear friend, welcome to our call. We are so honored to have you on our first ever annual collective team call.
Oh my gosh, like I feel so honored to be a part of this collective, and I feel so honored to be invited onto your first call. How amazing is that? You guys, when I met Becki, I knew right away that our souls were connected. I knew that we were aligned in a lot of different ways, especially when it comes to this business and being heart-centered. And, for me, just a little bit deeper of a background, my story is I've been involved with LifeVantage for 6.5 years. And if I took you back 6.5 years ago, I don't even recognize who that person was. And maybe some of you can relate to this, but I was surviving in every way possible. I had been a nurse for a long time. Most of my career was spent in the operating room, the ICU, the emergency room. I was running myself into the ground, trying to take care of other people. I was showing up really well as a nurse, but I wasn't showing up as a mom, and I wasn't showing up as a wife, and I wasn't showing up as a friend. I wasn't showing up for myself, and I was running myself into the ground, and I was struggling mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And I knew I needed to slow down. I knew I needed to learn how to live in the present moment. I knew I needed a change in my life, but I didn't know how to do that. And I think that there's so many people out there that are in that same situation. Nobody had ever presented a business for network marketing to me. I didn't even know it was a thing. Like people had tried to sell me products over and over and over again in different companies, but I didn't know that you could build a business. I wish that somebody would have came to me in my 20s and told me that there was an opportunity attached because, well, maybe not, because then I may not be here and this is where I'm supposed to be. But what happened to me was I feel like God gave me a lot of signs throughout my life to slow down, to learn how to live in the present moment, to really go run for my passion of who I'm meant to be and how I'm meant to serve other people. And I didn't listen. I really didn't listen. I was in a really bad car accident in 2017. I believe that that happened for me and not to me. I truly believe that that's when all the light bulb moments started happening for me. It was one of the biggest blessings in my life, even though it was one of the hardest, things I've ever been through. I mean, I had 6 major surgeries in 6 months, including a back surgery because I couldn't walk. I was diagnosed with a chronic autoimmune disease. I started being ran through the gamut of Western medicine. My life changed from being the nurse to being the patient. I didn't know what it was like to be a patient, right? I had never been sick before. And so, as I was being ran through that gamut and I was going to all of these appointments and I was leaving feeling this big and feeling unseen and unheard and feeling like they were just going to put another medication in my mouth, I thought, I don't want to be a part of this system. It was that moment in time where I realized that I want to help people heal. I don't want to be a part of a system that's putting band-aids on things. And I'm not saying the medical system is awful in every way because there's some amazing pieces to it. And there's amazing people that work in the medical system. But there's pieces of the system that are broken. There's a lot of people that are overworked in the medical system and they don't have enough time to treat patients like full people, mind, body, and spirit. I started feeling like I was being treated like a body part. That's when I started praying. I started praying for a different way for me to show up for other people. I wasn't praying for my health. I honestly didn't think that I could get better. They tried experimental procedures on me to get my inflammation down, 17 pharmaceutical medications a day. I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning, but I still had to show up and work. I still had to show up as a mom. I still had to show up as a wife. So for me, I was praying for a change in the way I could help other people. And when somebody invited me to watch the ABC Primetime Investigative Report and hear the story of LifeVantage 6.5 years ago, She shared the whole story with me. Miss Summer Smolik, if you guys know her, she shared the whole story with me, not just a product, because I am so grateful. I will forever be grateful for her for sharing the whole story because I promise each and every one of you that I would not be talking to you tonight if somebody shared a product with me. I tried everything to help my disease and my inflammation and my pain. I tried every quote unquote snake oil that you could think of. I was desperate and I finally got to the point where I lost hope. I would have said no if somebody would have came to me with a product. But when I watched that ABC News report, I saw this huge vision to be able to change the world, to be able to impact the world in a big way. I saw that we had something that every living, breathing mammal needed, but nobody knew about. I saw an opportunity to create another stream of income to get time back in my life because at that time, 6.5 years ago, I didn't know how much time I had left with my 4 kids. That's how I felt. I was so sick that I just wanted to spend time with my family. But in order to do that, I needed to replace my income. So I said yes because I saw a vision to help people and I saw a vision to create leveraged income. And I am so thankful that I did. I walked away from my job as a registered nurse 11 months later. My autoimmune disease went into remission 8 weeks later. My chronic pain was gone 10 months later. I went from taking 17 pharmaceutical medications a day to being pharmaceutical free. So, you guys, that just happened because I didn't have any expectations, because these products are so amazing, because activation is so incredible. That's why that happened. But for me, it's more about the freedom that comes with it, right? Because I don't want my life dictated by somebody else telling me when I can't do things. I don't want to miss out on my kids anymore. You know how many games I missed? You know how many assemblies I missed? You know how many honor roll things I missed? I mean, everything, how many sporting events I missed for my kids. Because when you're working in the operating room and you're constantly getting called into work and you're working 70, 80, 90 hours a week, you have no control over that. How many holidays I missed? I don't think anybody should have to go through that. So I encourage you, the first thing I want to tell you is I really encourage you as you move into this new, which I think all of you are on the same page right now, is that you really lead with the business and the opportunity and that you really show up for people in a different way. I want to share a statistic that I found the other day that I think will be just as mind-blowing to you guys as it was for me. So this is why we need to lead with the business and the opportunity for people. So there's, if you want to write this down, it blew my mind when I saw this. There's 340 million, give or take a few, of population in the United States right now today. Out of those 340 million, about 11.6% of us have diabetes. So diabetes is one of the number one diseases in the United States. That's a lot, right? 11.6%. That's about 38.4 million Americans who have diabetes right now. 62 million Americans are 65 years and older in the United States right now, and 95% of them cannot retire. So 58.9 million Americans cannot retire at the age of 65 when we're taught at a young age that we're born into the system of go to school, get an education, pay off your student loans, and hopes to retire. Statistically, 95% of us can't. So if you look at that, 58.9% million Americans can't retire, and 38.4 million Americans have diabetes. You guys, financial disease is a way bigger problem right now. I mean, health is a really big problem in the United States too. But if we're sharing a product with somebody that could change their life, but they can't afford it, then shame on us because most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and cannot afford to put food on their table or gas in their car. So we need to be able to lock arms with them and pour into them and believe in them until they believe in themselves, empower them to become the best version of themselves so that they can create another stream of income so that they can afford the products that they need in their body. Does that make sense? So I feel really, really blessed, you guys, that I was born into this very simple system. I've never had to be change of the month club. I've never had to feel like I was slinging mud at the wall when it came to building this business. When I said yes to this, I was enrolled in a group that was plugged into a system called the Building Depth System of the 5 principles and behaviors. And that's what I've done the entire time is taught my team to do 15 or more presentations a month, which is the number one thing, or more. If you want to be an executive, you need to do or more. But that's sharing the whole story, your story of why you're doing this, the company story, and how you get paid. Attend all events like they're non-negotiable. Now, I will tell you, you guys, if you have something going on in your family, family always comes first in my eyes. So when I say attend all events like they're non-negotiable, I mean your family still needs to come first when it comes to that. Always do what you say you're going to do. So that's the third one. Be a person of your word, which we should all be doing that in our life no matter what anyway. I will tell you the key to that one is always do what you say you're going to do, even when you don't want to, or especially when you don't want to, because I promise you that's when the magic is going to happen. Number four is stay in control of your business. A lot of that is also staying in control of yourself, staying in control of your emotions, but there's a lot that goes into staying in control of your business. And number five is promote. Because when you learn how to promote, when you learn how to promote the system, when you learn how to promote the Zoom calls, when you learn how to promote the upline leadership and the system of how to build this business, and you guys, the system will build your business for you. When you have a team that 40 levels deep in your organization, they're teaching the same simple system on how to build your business and creating duplication that many levels deep. Can you imagine what that's going to look like? And that's the system that I was taught. And I just remember when I started this 6.5 years ago, feeling so bad going to all of these Life Vantage events and meeting all of these people that felt like they were so overwhelmed and they didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. And they felt like they were slinging mud at the wall. And there was always change of the month club and things were always changing in how people were doing things. And I always felt so bad for people that didn't have a simple system to follow to get to where they want to be. But I promise you, I was told when I started that system, Candy, this might take you a little bit longer. This might take you a little bit longer because you're not an influencer. You're not selling products online. You're not doing, but I promise you it's what's going to create a legacy willable income for your family. It might take you 5 years like it did me. It took me exactly 5 years to the month, where I've seen other people do it in a year or less. But I want to create this. My business doesn't go like this. My business has never gone like this because I follow that system. My business goes slowly up like this. So, what would you guys rather have when you're building this business? Would you rather have this? Because that's devastating, isn't it? When you work really hard and you hit a big rank and the next month you're down 2 ranks because your business is going like this. That's because we're not leading with the right thing first. When we're leading with product, you guys, customers don't talk. When we're leading with an opportunity, we can always fall back on the product. When we're leading with a product, the conversation stops there. When they can't afford the product and they can't afford to put these products in their mouth, then the conversation has stopped and you cannot bring the opportunity into that conversation. So I don't know if that is all making sense, but I am so thankful, you guys. This is even a shift for me. So when we went to the Legal Leaders and Tyler Daniels came in, he's always been one of my biggest mentors. We love Tyler Daniels. He actually has roots in Montana, where I'm from. But that change of like leading with the business, because we do lead with the business and we do lead with the opportunity, but we also talk way too much about the products. And that was that shift for me because he said, don't include anything in your presentation that has to do with trends. Don't, GLP-1 is a trend, you guys. Peptides are a trend. Collagen is a trend. All of these things are trends. Don't lead with something that is a trend. We have the only product known in the world that reduces your oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And guess what? Everything is related to oxidative stress. You want to hear another really awesome statistic about that? In November of 2025, there was 377,000 studies on oxidative stress in PubMed.gov. 377,000. When we left League of Leaders that day, I checked, there was 388,000 studies on PubMed.gov on oxidative stress. So within 3 months, there was 11,000 studies published on PubMed.gov. You guys, only about 10 to 15% of studies make it onto PubMed.gov that are submitted to be on there, which means there was probably about 100,000 studies trying to get on PubMed in the last 3 months, and only only 11,000 of them made it. So think about that, you guys. If 11,000 studies were published in the last 3 months, and there's 388,000 studies on there, there is billions of dollars being spent on the research of oxidative stress because it's linked to almost every disease process. It's the number one theory of why our body ages, and it's linked to all of these diseases, but nobody has a solution. Do you guys know of anybody else that has a solution to get rid of oxidative stress? Everybody is researching it. Everybody is talking about it. It's on every podcast you listen to. It is everywhere. Free radicals, mitochondria, oxidative stress, all of that is everywhere, but nobody knows about this company because we are on the ground floor of a company that is revolutionizing the way we do healthcare. I truly believe that this is the biggest opportunity that will cross our paths in our lifetime, and nobody knows about it yet. Our voices have to get louder. We have to share this with more people. You guys, we need to be able, this company will be $1 billion. It's just not yet. But you have to be in your boat, and your paddles have to be in the water, and you have to be paddling if you want to ride that wave of momentum, because you're not going to ride it if you're not opening your mouth and sharing this opportunity. An invite that I've been using, you guys, since we've came home from the League of Leaders, which was how long ago, Becki? A week and a half, somewhere in there. I can't even remember. We've been so busy. Our group has enrolled at least 25 new consultants and maybe 5 customers. Most of the people that come into our group enroll on a business pack because we show them the value of what that looks like. Because if you come in on a business pack, one, it's 100% tax write-off. Two, you're going to get a $1,500 value of product. You're going to get way more in product than it costs you to become involved. On average, if you wanted to open a conventional business in the United States, you're probably going to spend at least $80,000, if not more, to open a conventional business. You're going to have a huge overhead. You're going to have employees. You're going to have to pay for a building space. You're going to have to get a website created. You're going to have to pay for marketing and advertising. You're going to have to do your own shipping and receiving. But you're telling me I can own my own micro franchise? I don't do shipping and receiving. I don't do research and development. I don't do marketing and advertising. I don't have employees. They give me a 1099 at the end of the year. We have a distribution center called LifeVantage that takes care of all of our back office stuff. Like, I don't have to do any of the headache of owning a business. I get to own my own multi-million-dollar business. And all I have to do is open my mouth and share information with people, educate people, love on them, meet them where they're at. Give them a solution to their problems, you guys. I promise you that you got to listen more than you talk. Listen to what are their needs, what are their desires, what are their pains, what are their dreams, what are their goals, and then paint that vision for them, paint that picture for them of how you could help them solve the problem that they have. Because everybody has problems right now. This is a tough world to live in. People are either struggling financially, they're struggling because they don't have time in their life, they're struggling with their health, or they're struggling with all three of those things. What if I could just say to them, hey, if I had something that could help you with what you're going through, would you give me 30 to 45 minutes of your time? That's an invite I use a lot. Hey, would you be I would love to be your business partner. I would absolutely love to be your business partner because of this, and this. Ask first. I was taught that a long time ago, you guys. Don't butter somebody up and then come in for the kill and ask for an invite. Be straightforward, ask them what you want first, and then say why, right? Be direct with people, be upfront with people when it comes to that, and keep it simple. Send a simple invite. I don't talk about the products. I don't talk about the company. I don't talk about network marketing. I don't talk about any of that. I just said, hey, if I had something that could help you, would you give me 30 to 45 minutes of your time? Or another executive that I'm really good friends with, you may know her, Joanne Madison. She listens to people, and she listens and she listens and she listens. And then they ask her what she does, and she says, actually, I help people with that. No matter what they say, I help people with that. Like, isn't that the best, most brilliant invite that you could possibly think of? And they say, you do? And she's like, yes. She's like, this isn't a good time right now because we're at the grocery store, or this isn't a good time right now because you're working. But give me your number and let's set up 30 to 45 minutes to share this information with you because I think it could impact your life. I think I could change your life if you grab a hold of me. So I know that's a lot, you guys. That's a lot of information at one time. And I kind of wanted to see one. or first, if Becky has anything else she wants me to go over. But then two, I wanted to open it up to you guys to see if you have any questions on what I just shared with you.
Please ask a question if you have it. She's a wealth of information, and you guys have just saw a big vision of the pathway that we're going to be breaking down. Do you see why we needed this mind shift? It's completely different than how we have been taught over the last however many years you've even been with us. So anybody at all have a question or a comment that you would like to chime in with Candy while we got this
I
beautiful
do.
heart here. Please, Corey.
Hi, Candy. I don't know if you remember me, but I met you in Cabo.
I do remember you. I was looking at you and I was like, I recognize
Yeah,
her.
and you just had such a big heart, and you were just so calm. And like, I went on that trip, and I was not all in. And you were like the things you were saying, and some other people like that just changed it for me. I was so fortunate for that trip, and ever since I kind of hit the gas.
I love it.
But I wanted to ask you, so you mentioned that you're not on social media, or not very much maybe. How is it that you are getting your leads and getting in front of a lot of people? Or is it just people you're meeting like when you're out at the grocery store or doing things with your kids? Like how are you working that part of it?
Yeah, that's a really great question, because we run through our circle of influence pretty quickly,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And so I do feel like I was very blessed and fortunate in that I spent so many years selflessly taking care of other people without any expectation of anything in return, because that's just who I was. And so I had a lot of people to start with in my know, like, and trust category, right? So that helped me a lot, just showing up as a good person. But I mean, I've been through my warm market. I was through them quite a while ago. And so I would encourage something I do for my team. And I even find myself, do you guys ever find yourself going to the grocery store and you're just like really on a mission and you just hope that you don't see anybody that you know because you're in a hurry and you just want to put your head down and run through the grocery store and check out, go through the self-checkout so you don't even have to talk to the person. Okay, so I challenge you because what I do for my team is 10, it's called 90-10. So for 90 days, you touch 10 people a day. I'm not saying 10 invites a day. So don't get overwhelmed by this. You touch 10 people a day, which means you show up differently, which means you show up in compassion and you make people feel seen and heard. And every person that's in front of you is the most important person in the world at that time, and they can feel that. So when you're going to the grocery store, you're interacting with people, you're telling them that you love their earrings, you love their glasses. Oh my gosh, their kids are so cute. You're thanking people, you're helping people. An elderly lady is out at her car and she's trying to get her groceries in the car. You're helping her get her groceries in the car. You're showing up differently because what I will tell you is that a lot of us are running through life where a lot of us are surviving and we forget to show up. I have met a lot of people just living in the present moment of being, making people know that I care about them, right? So I do use social media, but I use it for gathering. And so I use social media. I post a lot of stuff about lifestyle. I post a lot of stuff about, just pouring back into people. I post stuff about I do a fast at the beginning of every month and I post stuff about that. I post stuff about my grandson and my kids. And a lot of times I have people that start interacting with my post and I pull them into a conversation, right? So I use it as a gathering tool. I don't post products on my social media. I'm not looking to do that because this is a relationship business and I want to really get to know people. I want to be able to share the whole story with them because customers don't last. Right? We know that. I mean, they're not plugged in to a community of people. They're not attending events. They're not, and it's really hard. I would rather have 100 consultants than 10 customers. That's just me. Customers are a lot more work because you really have to pour into them because they're not plugged into a community. You have to touch base with them all the time. You have to continue to educate them. Whereas a consultant, if you can get them plugged into the community and you can get them plugged into the Zoom calls and they're learning and they're attending the events and they're getting inspired and their belief is building, it's a lot easier than having 10 customers. So I would just, does that help you? Does that answer your question?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I work honestly a lot the same way. I was just curious, like, do you do networking events at all, or is it typically just really staying present and connecting with people?
Yeah, I don't do I've never done a networking event. I've thought about it. I've never done a networking event, but I do try to make myself do the things sometimes that I don't want to do because sometimes I get busy and I don't want to go to that birthday party or I don't want to go out to have drinks and dinner or I don't but every time I make myself do things that I'm invited to, I meet the most amazing, incredible people. I've signed up a lot of people on airplanes going to events and coming home from events because I create relationships with the person that I'm sitting next to. So some of the biggest leaders in my group are from an airplane. I would have never met them if I didn't meet them on an airplane coming home from Vegas, you know? So I just try to get to know people. I just ask a lot of questions because the more questions you ask, the more they talk. And then you have that opportunity to say, oh my gosh, that's what I do. I help people with that. I would love to share with you what I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love
Yes,
that
you
so
are
much.
welcome.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Jessica, I hope that answered your question because that was great. Oh, you know what? And we all need more of that. So again, the simplicity of just being who you are and being real. Can you see why she is an executive today? Because she's just so calming. I need you in my life right now to calm me down because I'm kind of excited.
Yes. And I love what Rebecca said too. Rebecca said in the chat, God always brings the right people.
Yeah.
That's really important. I want you guys to know that I wake up every single day and I pray and I ask myself, who can I bless and who can I serve today? And then I pray to God and I say, bring the people into my life that I can help. Bring the people that are on their hands and knees praying for change, praying for help. And I do the same thing when I go to bed at night because I think it's so important. You guys, when people's names are coming to your head, God is putting their names in your head for a reason. And please don't be afraid to reach out to them because they're probably praying for you to reach out to them. Don't be afraid of that. Even if you just need to call them and check on them and see how they're doing, I bet that that conversation opens up to them pouring their heart out to you and saying that they're struggling with something and that they need help with something. So always keep a piece of paper by your bedside table. If you wake up at 2 in the morning and you have 5 names come to your head, there's a reason that's happening. Write them down and reach out to them the next day. Don't ever miss that opportunity because there's a reason.
Mm, hmm. So good.
Okay,
You know,
so Karen said, does your invite look different with the new way than what we've been exposed to? What does she mean by that?
Karen clarified because she doesn't, Candy would know or what we're exposed to.
So, so like when you start sharing with them, do you, um, like, is there kind of a specific order or is there, specific things that you start with when someone says, well, yeah, how can you help me?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most of the time in that situation, Karen, I'm out and about or you know what I mean? I'm running through the grocery store or I'm at the gas station or I'm at an event or I'm at a birthday party. And I always say, this isn't the appropriate time. This isn't what we're here for. What does your schedule look like in the next week where we could sit down and have coffee or we could have a Zoom call? I know that we're both busy, but when do you have a half an hour? In an invite, if I'm speaking more than 20 seconds of, I think I have something that could help you, then it's too long. It's too long of an invite. You may as well do the whole presentation. And when that happens, I feel like I end up stumbling over my words if I don't actually set it appropriately to a meeting time and we're at an event, there's other people there, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of distractions. The person can't pay attention because maybe they're chasing their kids around or whatever is happening. Make sure that you're setting it up correctly. Make sure that they know that they're going to hear some information and reach out to your actively growing upline for help and support, you guys. Because if you're brand new or maybe you're not comfortable sharing the information, make sure you set it up with Becki or whoever your actively growing upline is so that she can help you share the information, which is your story, the company story, and how you get paid. right? So for me, it's more, I talk a lot more about the business and the opportunity and network marketing. And I say network marketing like 8 times in my presentation because I want people to feel comfortable. I want to normalize that word because we are a part of the most phenomenal industry in the world. And I want
Mhm.
people to be okay with that word because most people are afraid of it.
Mhm. And it's okay to say network marketing. I own a micro franchise because everybody in business is a network marketer. If you're a realtor, if you own a business, then you have to go and network to market what your business is all about. So we're all network marketers. So you're right, it's the stigma. But we can kind of talk about the package. But what I'm hearing her say loudly is in that invite is that to me it says when you say less is more, let's set up a time. It's not a good time because that prevents word vomit. Well, I have this and da 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 da, and everything starts. I've got this product and that product and this and this and this. You start saying too much, they're like, nah, maybe I don't want to meet up later, you know. But if you really care about what they're going through, I feel the difference. I feel the difference, Candy, of what you're saying is like reserve and hold back what you want to pour out. Just reserve and hold it back a minute and then say, you know, it's not really a great place. Can we meet up? And I'm going to talk about how this could possibly help you. I love that. To me, it reserves it shows restraint on your conversation too. So we'll unpackage this more. This is where we're going. So we'll really begin to unpackage and help give you some little talking points like Candy said, you know, you're going to share your story and we'll talk about the ingredients of when you have that call with them. And we'll have Candy back and she can maybe give us some nuts and bolts on another call someday too, because she's got them.
Thank you,
So,
Candy
yeah.
and Becki,
Yeah.
both. Thank
Okay,
you.
anybody else quickly, and then we're just gonna let her go and we're gonna wrap up the call with you know a few announcements and stuff. Yeah, we'd really love how Candy explains the comp plan. I mean, do you have something like super brief, like how you say it, Candy? Sure.
Um, Not super brief, but I could, what I could do is one of my presentations. I mean, I try to keep it in 5 minutes, but I know you have to go and I got to jump on another call too. But what I could do is I could record one of my presentations. And Tyler Daniels said you should spend 5 minutes on 5 things in your
Mhm.
presentation.
And that's what we're
Right.
gonna be teaching on, right?
Yep. So everything, the industry should be 5 minutes, the company should be 5 minutes, the product should be 5 minutes, but that should really be 5 minutes on NRF too,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
The comp plan should be 5 minutes, and then the timing should be 5 minutes. So those are the five key parts of it. But maybe we can go through the compensation plan and break it down because there's a really simple way, but we'll do that. I'll either record it for all of you and send it to Becki, or
Okay,
we'll do it on another call. Does that sound good?
okay. I love it. It's that we're gonna need to know that. So we'll love that. And if she sends me something, we'll be sure and get it uploaded. So yes, we'd love to see one of your presentation. And if you have a comp plan explained easy, you'll be able to utilize, I'm sure, that for your team too. So that would be phenomenal. Candy, we love you so much. Throw some hearts out at Candy. And what a gem. What a perfect way to start the mind shift as we enter into this new journey and this new season. Stay on the call, Candy. We're going to let you go. Thank you. I love you. Bless your heart. May God pour back into your business everything that you've poured back into us tonight. We just bless you as you go, and we appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so humbling to be on here. I love all of you and welcome to the first day of the rest of your life.
Yeah. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to hand the call over to Katie. Katie's going to run through some just important announcements on like the Motivation Monday. So let her just blast that out to you as we just kind of begin to bring this a little bit to a close. But we just want to share the excitement for a minute here. So go ahead.
Is it possible to screen share? I think you're silenced.
You are the host. I handed the whole. I can't even do
Oh,
anything
hey,
now.
found it. Okay.
So you'll have to rehost it back to me if I need anything. So you got it, girl.
We'll just start here. Can you guys see what I got up?
Yes. There we go.
Perfect. All right, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go through here. Okay, so we want to remind everybody that everybody wants to be signed up for Momentum Academy in Vegas. I don't know about you guys, but flying from our local airport to Vegas, I went with Allegiant and my flight was $180 there and back. I don't, and I believe a lot for everybody. Vegas flights are super inexpensive. And we want to have as many people from our new group joining us at this Vegas event. It's going to be amazing and it's going to be a great time for all of us to see each other from all over and gathering. I'm privileged and I get to live right next door to Becki, but a lot of us are not. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for us to hang out. Rooms are sold out within the LifeVantage block, but there are many hotels that have great pricing, and there may be people that are looking for roommates to, if you guys are looking for a spot to stay. Um, and you can click on this. I can blow this up maybe. Let's minimize this, or maybe not. Sorry.
It's in their back offices too. So you back office are on your bottom of your website, so it's easy to go to.
Perfect. And then also, if you guys got an email today, it should look like this in your email. Make sure you open these up and you read them because the important dates are there that they announced in the call today. So we had the meeting today. The product launch, surprisingly, was today. Thank you. And then they have a training on P84 in the clinical study on February 19th. We'll probably learn more about that soon. Again, this is today, but Becki will be talking about it on Wellness Wednesday with Lisa Barnes, who was the one who was sharing it with us today. And then they are starting the win back promotion. This is for people who have not placed an order since October. Every single person who has not placed an order since October will get free shipping on any orders for the month of February. And it's going to be super exciting for bring that back in and share with them what we have been doing, what we changed, and all the new products since they were customer.
Or
And
consultant.
then, what's that? Sorry.
Or consultant.
Oh, yes, customer and consultant. Sorry. P84 is now patent pending. I'm not sure if you picked that up on the previous meeting, but it is now officially patented or pending, but it means nobody else can use our formula. And then they are extending the Mind Body combo for a discount price of 25% off Mind Body. And now we have a new package of Healthy Edge with collagen. So this is a great opportunity to get all of them at a discounted price. Of course, stacks are cheaper. They changed the price of the Healthy Edge Gold, which is essentially a double pack, so like a husband-wife combo or a roommate combo. $427 for customers and $379 for us. And then the pricing for Axio X, Phyto Power B, and that's all I got. Did I miss anything, Becki?
Nope,
I think I
you
got
got it all. You got it all. Yes.
Well,
So give us a minute of how you feeling and what's going on in our go
so
ahead and turn that off.
I'm jumping in. All I
Go for it. That's okay.
I'm jumping in to say, lead with the business because you can always fall back on products.
Oh,
Huge takeaway. I hope you guys recognize that one.
mhm.
And was she dynamic? Did she have your heart? Were you excited? It blew me away. It made me start to cry because her story is so similar to my sister, Rebecca Henry, that's on this call. But she was a well-established nurse, a mother, and she was praying for an opportunity. She was praying for another way to show up in her life. I hope you guys heard that because that just rang all through my being because I look around and everybody is struggling. So when we say there's nobody to talk to, there's a lot of people struggling and you don't know who is truly ready to commit to something else. So I hope that inspires you to lead with the business and get excited with us. We are going to start unpacking this and making it super, super easy for you guys. So that's it. And I'm so excited to try Craxio or Axio That's my word for
Crexio.
it. So I'm going to go
Uh-huh.
get mine. I already noticed it's live on the website. Drop it in the chat if you've already got yours.
It's ordered.
And
I'm
with that,
excited.
I'm going to close up the call and say, God bless. Love you all. We are
Let
so
me drop in a couple nuggets, okay? Yeah, sorry, Tori. Just a couple nuggets because our team name. Let me just comment. Let's
oh,
our team name, okay? Because thank you all that are in our New Beginnings chat. We've just been pushing and pushing out names, and it's been so much fun because we are a collective. We know that we want that name, and we talked about that earlier. But like, we're gonna come up with our top three, and then you guys get to choose what it is. And there's a difference between mind shift and mindset. So when you hear us continue to talk about mind shift is emotion. And I love that we're going to have many mind shifts over the next 4 weeks. Mindset is something that you put your feet in stone and you're set. Now, what we are set on is the industry of network marketing, the company of LifeVantage, our flagship products, and our compensation plan that costs $6 million to be able to create our lucrative compensation plan over a 2-year period. We're set. Our mindset is there, but our mind shift is going to happen a lot. So over the next 4 weeks, guys, I have already LifeVantage, Team LifeVantage micro franchise owners. I have 4 executives lined up over the next few weeks. Next week, we're going to have Lori Charette back on, that one who is the mind shift master in crafting your language and your story. She'll be back next Monday. And then we have Dr. Tamia, the top executive of Love Biome. She's the top of the food chain. I was able to sit and get to know her during the leadership. She's the following week. Is Dr. Tamia is going to come on and light your fire. The girl is like on the Crackix, however you called it,
crack,
all the
crack,
time.
it's crack, Craxio.
Craxio. She's just lit. Very godly woman. She's just beautiful. She'll be on that following call. And then the next call after that, Andrea Ebert, who used to be a part of the Fab Collab and also took off and did exactly what we're doing, and how God is pouring into her team as she decided to step out in her own leadership. And she's going in the exact same direction we are. So you're going to hear all the language about micro franchising, how we're going to be talking about that, because that's kind of an easy language to be able to incorporate into talking about the business first. But let's continue to unpackage this, you guys, because I just want you guys to say, I can do that. And I want everyone you talk to go, I can do that, and it's going to be a far, far simpler, easy to talk about pathway. What I think my greatest takeaway from Candy absolutely is to just step back and be patient and lean in to other people's stories, and then just say, oh, yeah, I have something. I have something for that. I like before he said, if I had something that would help you with that, would you like to listen and have a talk with me? For about 30 or 45 minutes, I'd love to share. I love that. And it stops you from word vomiting on people about all the product and all the science and all the oxidative stress and all the things. Just be calm about it and then set it up. I can't wait. We're gonna look at this whole mind shift. We're gonna look at this whole conversation differently. And yes, we're gonna talk about the products and you will get customers. But what people need right now in this world is, how am I going to even pay for my product? I need to pay for my bills. And then I can start joining products. So I'm so, 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 so excited for this new pathway. Let's keep in the chat. We're going to put as soon as we get our 3 names together, you get to decide, because we are a collective. We are all independent business owners. And Corey, tell what you said about the first of the month.
What did I say? Oh, I said, what is so important here? I'm kind of like ranks and titles and all those. Guess what? The first of the month, we all start at 0. We all start out running at 0. We are the same. So let's lock arms with a clear, crisp message and just go share it and just let God multiply our business. And we just love you all so much. We hope that you're liking our new format and that you bring your people, that you encourage them to be here and be inspired, because that's truly what we want to do.
Yes, we are here for you. Let me give you the last vision, a picture. I'm sorry. I don't want to go on too long, but I appreciate we were staying it within an hour. But we have so as we are beginning, we need a little more time to get our feet underneath of us. So we were a part of this very big tree. And there is a concept, and it's a godly concept about pruning. And you know, and if the branches die, God said, I'm going to cut them off and I'm going to go burn them, right? That's a biblical concept. Well, we just pruned off our team, but guess where, when you when you grow a tree, the energy, the life is not in the tree, right? It's not in the tree. It's in the ground, it's in the soil. But sometimes that tree starts getting a little old and it starts drying up and the fruit starts, it doesn't produce fruit. And we have a big, beautiful branch. And I just feel like God said it's time to cut that branch off, and we're taking it and we're planting it in some very rich soil. And that soil is where the life is that's going to flow into this tree. That soil is this new pathway. It's fertile, it's vibrant, it's alive. Because the life is in the soil, it's in the ground, it's not in the tree. If you threw the tree out, it's going to die. But you plant it in a fresh, beautiful, fertile soil, it's going to start pulling that nutrient up and fruit's going to happen. That's what I am believing God for you, our collective, is that as we are now officially in that soil, you guys, it's done. It's cut off. The decision was made. It's done. We're in this brand new fertile soil, and we're just going to let that soil, let this new pathway, let this new life come into our tree and into our branches and produce fruit. And there's going to be a day that you're going to be where I was, and you're going to take your branch and go plant it. And we want that. We want to build, because every single one of you are leaders because you own a micro franchise. That's the vision. You get it?
Amen.
Do you get why I did it now? Does it feel right that we are doing this? Hmm. Okay. With that, let's keep talking. Let's come up with our name. I literally cannot wait till next Monday night. It's almost too far away. Be on my Wednesday night call. Let's start inviting people to that call. Wednesday night is the Wellness Wednesday. You're going to learn about Phyto B, the carb and sugar blocker. It's going to be really a great call. I can't wait to get that product. I hope it's on its way to me tomorrow. I've already ordered it, and more Phyto X. So anyway, love you all. Seriously, love you all from my heart. We are a collective. We're all together. We're in this together. And I want to hear from every one of you. I see you, I know you, and I want to hear you. This is what it's all about. Mwah. God bless you all. And we'll talk to you again soon. So have a good night, everyone.